The papyrus begins with injuries to the head and then works its way down the body. The same organizational structure used by Gray's Anatomy today.
The Edwin Smith papyrus is a very scientific papyrus in the sense that it presents a case as we would present it today to our medical students. It has a title, what to do about it, how to diagnose it, how to treat it, and how to do a follow-up.
The Edwin Smith papyrus predates Hippocrates by over 1,000 years. And based on the archaic language in the papyrus, Dr. Hamdi suspects that the medical treatments were passed down from even older documents, documents that could be buried with Imhotep.
In the event that we do find the tomb of Amehtop, it would be a fascinating find, surpassing that of Tutankhamun, provided it was found intact. Because we expect to find medical texts way beyond the texts that we have now. Again, we expect to find medical instruments that Amehtop used in his practice. So this would be a find unsurpassed like any in history.
Some scholars speculate that if Imhotep's tomb and the ability to read Egyptian hieroglyphs had not been lost, doctors today would swear an Imhotepic oath instead of the Hippocratic oath. Finding Imhotep's tomb would elevate Imhotep to his rightful place in history as the father of modern medicine. The search for his tomb exploded in 1922 when British archaeologist Howard Carter found another tomb, that of a little-known New Kingdom pharaoh, a boy king named Tutankhamun. Filled with a dazzling array of gold and jewels, King Tut's tomb, the only pharaoh's tomb ever found intact, renewed hopes that Imhotep's tomb might also rest unplundered, filled with treasures and priceless clues about the dawn of Egyptian civilization. In 1931, soon after Cecil Firth found the statue base bearing Imhotep's name, he died. The quest to find Imhotep's tomb was picked up by the British archaeologist Walter Emery. In 1964, Emery laid siege to the area north of the Step Pyramid, near Cecil Firth's old excavation site. 400 workers were marshaled. For the first time, a bulldozer was used. Emery's expedition quickly stumbled onto a bizarre find, a vast network of catacombs filled with thousands of neatly stacked clay jars. Inside each jar, Emery found a mummified ibis, a bird sacred to Egyptians, and left to Imhotep as an offering. Emery and his men thought they were closing in on Imhotep's tomb. Kafti Saad was 18 years old when he was hired to work on the Emery dig. Today, he remembers what it was like discovering the ibises. It was a great pleasure to find something so important after all that hard work. We had a big celebration, like a wedding. The workers eventually disinterred 1.5 million mummified ibises. They went on to find a gallery full of mummified baboons, another animal identified with Imhotep. Then they broke through the baboon gallery and discovered a deep Old Kingdom burial shaft, a chamber dating from the time of Imhotep. When they reached the bottom of the shaft, they found a clay jar bearing the stamp of King Djoser. But that was all. Walter Emery's 7-year search for Imhotep's tomb ended when he died in 1971. But Kafti Saad's search for Imhotep continues. Saad now works for Polish archaeologist Karol Myśliwiec in his dig site on the west side of the Step Pyramid. Myśliwiec has already unearthed mummies that confirm the site was an active burial place and sacred pilgrimage site for 2,000 years after Imhotep's death. But among the Greco-Roman mummies, Myśliwiec discovered Old Kingdom evidence. A simple wall made of stone, mud bricks, and mud mortar. This construction technique dates the site to the 3rd dynasty, the time when Imhotep lived and died. Then, when workers digging next to the wall uncovered brilliant bits of blue tile, Myśliwiec knew he had a rare and exciting clue in the search for Imhotep. For these blue faience tiles have only been found in one place, in the funerary complex of Pharaoh Djoser.
So it's quite probable that we may find here the tomb of somebody, an official, who was almost as important as the pharaoh himself.
Could that person be Imhotep? Myśliwiec's team was energized, convinced they would succeed where others had failed. The workers continued to dig eastward towards the Step Pyramid, looking for the entrance to the subterranean parts of the tomb. For months, one after another, new burial shafts were excavated and explored. Then, at the bottom of one of the shafts, they discovered another 3rd dynasty wall. When they broke through, they uncovered the facade of a tomb.
When we removed the heap of stones and bricks accumulated in front of the facade of the tomb, we saw the first piece of relief, and there was the hieroglyphic sign P, which also occurs in the name of Imhotep.
Myśliwiec, like Firth and Emery before him, was standing on the brink of one of the world's greatest archaeological discoveries. After months of clearing rubble and careful conservation, Myśliwiec and his team made an amazing discovery. The structure is not a tomb, for it contains no sarcophagus, but rather a rare funerary chapel. The hieroglyphs revealed that the owner is a powerful prime minister, or vizier, a previously unknown figure in history, with the formal name of Merif Nebuth and the nickname Pfeffi. The hieroglyph that had tantalized Myśliwiec was not from the name Imhotep. If he was disappointed, that feeling disappeared as he entered the funerary chapel. The chapel is one of the best preserved ever found. Dating from the end of the 5th dynasty, around 2300 BCE, means Pfeffi lived